The Gators are starting to get going in recruiting. You knew it was going to happen. Now they land their third commit of the 26th class, and it is a big one. G Carr, monster offensive tackle, guard, just big offensive lineman from IMG Academy, commits to Billy Napier and the Florida Gators. This is Group Chat Sports. We are covering transactions all over the country, recruiting, portal, coaching changes, you name it. We'll keep you up to date with your recruiting class and everybody else's so you know what's happening. Please like and subscribe to Group Chat Sports. So talking about G Carr, let's pull up the 247 page, see who we're talking about here. Someone's been on the radar for a while. 6'4", 336 pounds, basically a borderline 4-star on the composite, number 39 interior offensive lineman, number 59 player in Florida. But you look at the schools, that's kind of how I judge these recruits. Who's after them? In addition to Florida, you're talking about Tennessee, South Carolina, some of these big-time SEC schools that recruit big boys up front. And G Carr certainly is one of those. He's interesting because he's been on the radar since he was like a little kid. I remember seeing him in 8th grade, and I went and found the video because I remembered seeing it. So I just said, let me see if this guy is still up, and it is. Take a look at G Carr here in 8th grade, man. Imagine going against this guy in junior high. There you see him. This is 6'4", 310 in 8th grade. There you see the big boy running the ball. Imagine tackling this guy, man. These are 8th graders. By the way, the other guys look pretty big too, but not as big as our guy Carr. Maybe you'll see this. IMG has some pretty good running backs. They didn't need to do this, but look, Florida Gators, you're looking for someone to hand the ball, get a refrigerator Perry here with G Carr. All right, let's go to the film that you guys care about, the junior film at IMG. And it's good stuff, man. So he's playing, you see him playing a little left tackle, right tackle, left tackle there. Wearing that 61. Guy I remember wearing that jersey for IMG, that 61 jersey, Francis Mauanoa, ended up being a freshman All-America, now poised to be a first-round pick. I'm not sure Carr is as athletic as Mauanoa, but you see similarities in that power, man. He is just pushing guys around. These are big-time schools. IMG plays one of the absolute best schedules in America, and a guy like this is going against great players. You see him getting out in space, moving. He can move. He is not a stiff out there, despite weighing, almost 340 pounds. He is the third commit in Florida's class. Will Griffin, Jameer Perez in there. And he's originally from Ocala, Trinity Catholic, which is a complete Gator stronghold historically. So no surprise, he chooses to go to the Florida Gators. Got Jenny Springs in the background here, so we're keeping it north central Florida here. But see him drive block. He's just got that natural size and SEC power to move guys. There's no finesse to his game. He is all about his physicality. And he said the reason Gators liked him is, quote, "I'm homegrown, my physicality, my character, and all the other stuff meets their requirements, and they love me. It's my home away from home, literally 30 minutes from my house. I basically grew up in a household filled with Gator fans. I love the culture and staff and what they're building there in the near future." Offensive line coach Rob Sale, assistant offensive line coach John DeCoster, doing a nice job getting Carr, recruiting him as a priority. He felt the love, obviously. And if you want to open a pipeline, IMG is a pretty good place to do it. You guys know, super factory for football. You're talking about linebacker. Fort Bo's going to be visiting soon. Jake Krull, the 4-star edge rusher, who's been just an absolute demon every time I've seen him at the camp circuit. Preston Carey, another defensive lineman. Tight end Kikui Aumua. Let's call him Kikua. June 6th through June 8th, all those guys will be visiting the University of Florida. Also, Brett College, another big interior lineman who Miami's after, Georgia's after, a lot of big-time schools after. He's originally from Colorado. Florida is making a push for him. Hasn't scheduled a visit yet, but this will certainly help their cause there to join his line mate. And if you look at last class for the Gators, TJ Dice, Jahari Medlock, kind of light on offensive linemen. It was a top 10 class. They got a lot of really, really good skill position players. Ben Hanks, Vernell Brown, Dallas Wilson. They got a lot of really, really good guys in terms of skill. Drake Stubbs, but adding some size, I think, and some physicality is a priority for this team in general. And this is the kind of guy who allows you to go toe-to-toe with the Georgias of the world, with some of these bigger defensive lines, because at that size and with that experience level, playing against that great competition at IMG, he can get it done and he can move guys. And Najee Harris, the left guard for the Florida Gators. He's from IMG, so the pipeline continue to get guys like this. They're polished, they're ready to rock and roll, and the size you just can't teach. So, shout out to the Florida Gators getting this one done. I think they fill the need that they needed, which is getting more physical up front with the commitment of G Carr. Like and subscribe to the show. We'll continue to bring you the latest. I'm a Canes fan, so sometimes it hurts to talk about the Gators, but you got to give credit when it's due, man. This is a big time addition, and somebody with a lot of size and physicality who is going to make an impact in the SEC and potentially open up some more pipeline there with the IMG Academy, which is what you want to do if you're in the state of Florida. Like and subscribe to Group Chat Sports. We're covering all across the country, all kinds of transactions. And so if your team gets a commit, you know where to look for the breakdown.